Hello viewers, this is Too Fast here. In today's video, I'll be reviewing this 12-inch rearview mirror dashcam from the company Carchet. This is the model T12. It features a front camera that records in 2.5K resolution and a rear camera that records in Full HD 1080p. The full-screen LCD display can stream live video from both the front and rear camera. The display can also be used as a backup camera, giving you a clear, unobstructed view of what's behind your car. This dashcam also features voice recognition, so you can control the operation of the dashcam using voice commands. It also has parking monitor recording and GPS to log your driving speed and driving coordinates. I'll go over everything from setup to installation in this video, so stay tuned. Let me show you the unboxing of this T12 dashcam. Right here is a 12-inch rearview mirror dashcam. There's a rear camera and the cable, cigarette lighter power cable, GPS antenna, rubber straps for installing the dashcam, plastic pry tool, mounting hardware, microfiber cloth, and user manual. Here's a look at everything you get with this dashcam. So let's have a closer look at this T12 dashcam. Now right now there is a protective film on the mirror, and I'll remove that later on. This is an 11.66-inch IPS touchscreen, and when you power on this dashcam, this LCD display will show you the live view of the front camera and the rear camera. Looking at the bottom, there's a power switch. Right here is a microphone, and over here is a speaker. Looking at the top, there's a connector for the GPS antenna. Next to it is a microSD memory card slot. This dashcam supports up to 128GB memory size. Now the memory card is not included, so you do need to provide your own. Next to it is a port for connecting the rear camera cable. And over here is a mini USB for powering the dashcam. Looking at the back, right here is a reset switch. Right here are the 4 clips you'll use to install this mirror onto your factory mirror. It comes with 2 long rubber straps and 2 short rubber straps. And depending on how big your rearview mirror is, choose the rubber straps that will fit the mirror. And to install it is very simple. What you want to do is clip one end of the rubber strap over here, wrap it around the rearview mirror, and then clip it to the bottom clip. Do the same thing for the other side. On this side is a front-facing camera. This camera has a resolution of 2.5K or 2560 by 1440p, and the camera uses a Sony IMX335 StarVid sensor. The video files are recorded in the MPEG-4 format. The lens on the camera is a 170-degree wide-angle lens, so it's able to capture everything in front of the car. You can adjust the angle of the camera by swiveling it. Now when you install it, don't forget to remove this protective film. Here I'll install the memory card. To connect the power cable, plug this connector into the power port. Connect the rear camera cable to the AV port. And connect the GPS antenna to the GPS port. The resolution on this rear camera is Full HD 1920 by 1080. This camera is waterproof, so you can install this inside the vehicle or outside the vehicle. To install this, you can use the included double-sided tape or the screws. I'll remove the protective film. Now I'll power on the dashcam. Here it tells you the microSD card needs to be formatted. Let's go into settings. Select format SD. Confirm. Now it's formatting the memory card. Let's go back. Looking at the display, if you see a flashing red dot, that tells you the dashcam is recording the video. Now right now the display is showing you the live view from the rear camera. I'll move the rear camera. If you want to look at the live view from the front camera, swipe to the left. This is showing you the front camera on the left side and the rear camera on the right side. Swipe left again, and now you're looking at the front camera. On the right side of the screen, it'll show you the speed you're traveling at, the time, the dates. Now if you tap the screen, on the left side it'll show you the GPS is connected, and it'll turn green if it has satellite lock. In the middle, it'll show you the date and time. At the bottom, there's a menu, there's a microphone. You can mute the audio or unmute it. If you want to take a photo, press the camera icon. If you press the record button, it will stop the recording. Press it again to start recording. Next to it is a settings menu. First menu item, loop recording. By default set to 1 minute. You can set it for 3 minutes or 5 minutes. I'll set this to 3 minutes. Now the way the dashcam records is it will record continuously both the front and rear camera while you're driving. Depending if you set this to 1 minute, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes, it'll record a series of video clips. Once the memory card is full, then it'll start overwriting the oldest file. Time lapse, by default is off. Audio, you can turn the microphone on and off. Driving mode, by default is off. You can set the G sensor to low, middle, or high. I'll set this to middle. So while it's recording, if the dashcam detects an impact to the vehicle, it will automatically lock the video so it will not be overwritten. Parking mode, by default is off. To turn on the parking mode, you need to set the sensitivity to low, middle, or high. And the parking mode is powered using the internal rechargeable battery inside. When you turn off the ignition, if the dashcam detects an impact, then it will automatically turn on, record a short video, and power off. License, you can enter the plate number of the vehicle. Sleep mode, by default is off. If you set this to 1 minute or 3 minutes, the dashcam will power off automatically if it's not recording and 1 minute or 3 minutes have passed. Encode, by default is H.265. You can change it to H.264 if you want. I'm going to leave it in H.265. Frequency, you can set it for 60 Hz or 50 Hz. USB mode, you can select this mode if you're connecting this dashcam to a PC using the mini USB port. Tap sound, you can turn on and off the tap sound when you touch the LCD. Speaker, you can set the speaker volume to mute, low, middle, or high. On-off sound, you can turn off the sound if you want. Streaming media, if you set this to on, every time you power on the dashcam, it'll show you the backup camera view. Language, here you can select different languages. Day and time, here you can set the day and time. Now if your GPS has a satellite lock, it will automatically set the time for you. Next is format SD, which we did earlier. Scroll up, here you can do a factory reset. Next is AI, speech recognition. By default, this feature is on, and with it turned on, the dashcam has voice recognition function. Version, this is a version of software. GPS test, this will show you if there are any satellite locks. Time zone, here you can set the UTC time zone. Speed calibration, now if you find a speed reading on the LCD is off, you can go into this menu and enter an offset. Speed unit, you can set this for kilometers per hour or miles per hour. When you're done, go back. If you swipe up and down on the right side of the screen, you can adjust the brightness of the LCD. And if you swipe up and down on the left side, you change the camera's field of view. Now looking at the rear camera cable, you'll notice there's a red wire here. If you connect this to the backup light, when you put the car in reverse, the rear view display will show you a backup view that's angled lower towards the ground, so you can see what's directly behind you when you're backing up. And when you put the car in park or drive, it'll switch back to the regular view. So let's take this to the vehicle, get it installed. I'll show you what the LCD display looked like with a live view from the front camera and the back camera. And we'll also check out the daytime and nighttime recording. To install the dashcam, place the dashcam over the rear view mirror using the rubber straps. Wrap it around the rear view mirror and then clip it onto the bottom clip. Do the same thing with the other strap. Connect the power cable. Connect the rear camera cable. Connect the GPS antenna. Run these two cables up to the headliner and over to the A-pillar. Pull back the weather stripping. So run this rear camera cable up along the edge right here. Now you need to be careful and keep the cable away from the side curtain airbag. Run the power cable along the side down here and take it over to the center console where you'll plug in your cigarette lighter plug. The rear camera is waterproof, so you can install this outside the vehicle. If you want to do this, you can install it somewhere above the license plate in the middle right here. Now installing it here will require more work because you will have to route this wire into the vehicle. The other option is to install this camera inside the vehicle behind the back window. To mount the camera, it comes with double-sided tape and screws. I'll install the camera right here. So here I ran the rear camera cable all the way to the back. Tuck this cable underneath the weather stripping and run it to the middle. Connect the rear camera to the camera cable. Then tuck the rest of the cable behind the headliner. Use a T-tap to connect the red wire to the positive wire of the backup lights. With a GPS antenna wire, run this up to the headliner on the passenger side, and then using the double-side tape on the back of the GPS antenna, stick this at the top corner of the windshield on the passenger side. Start the car up, and the dashcam will power on automatically. Now if you set the streaming media to on, then every time the dashcam turns on, it will automatically show you the back camera view. And right now the dashcam is recording both the front camera and the rear camera simultaneously. If you swipe to the left, it will show you a side-by-side view. The left side will show you the front camera, and the right side will show you the rear camera. Swipe again. Now you're looking at the front camera view. Now if you tap the screen, and then you swipe up and down, you can adjust the angle of the camera view. Swipe again. Now we're back to the back camera view. Now you can also adjust the angle of the view on the back camera. Tap the screen and swipe up and down. And with the red wire connected to the backup light, when I put the car in reverse, it will automatically switch to the backup view. Now you can change the angle of this view by pressing this small icon on the right side. And the dashcam will remember the setting you've set this to. I'll put it into park, and then put it back to reverse. And you can see it goes back to the previous backup view. Now let me show you how the parking mode works. Let's go into settings. Select parking mode. Now by default it's off. You can set the impact sensitivity to low, middle, or high. For testing, I'm going to go ahead and set this to high. Exit out of the menu. I'll turn off the ignition. And the dashcam will power off and go into parking mode. Now at this time the dashcam is in standby mode. If it detects an impact to the vehicle, it will automatically turn on and record a short video clip and then power off and go back into standby mode. Now to simulate an impact to the vehicle, using my fist, I'm going to hit my A-pillar. You see the LCD screen will turn on for a second. That tells you the dashcam is on and recording a short video clip. After it's done recording, it will shut off automatically and go back into standby mode. Now to play back the recorded video, you can play it directly on this LCD screen, or you can take the memory card out and put it into a card reader on your computer and view your video files directly on your computer. If you want to view the video on the dashcam, swipe to the right, it'll go into playback mode. So right now you're looking at the front standard video. If you select this top menu here, you can select front lock video, front standard video, rear lock video, rear standard video, front photo, or rear photo. You can scroll down to different video clips. Select the file to play, and now play back on the right side. If you want to delete a file, press the trash can right here. Select the file, press the trash can again, and confirm to delete. When you're done, go back. Now on a very sunny day, you might see some glare on the mirror surface, and that's normal for all rearview mirror dash cams. But if you find the glare to be too much and you can't see the LCD display, you can press a power button at the bottom here to turn off the LCD and use this mirror as a regular mirror. You can tap the screen, turn it back on. Now remember, in the menu there was an AI speech recognition. Here's a list of all the voice commands you can say, and the dashcam will actually recognize these commands. And let me demonstrate that to you. So while the dashcam is on, you can say the command, show both cameras.
Okay.
Or show front camera.
Okay.
Show rear camera.
Okay.
Turn off screen.
Okay.
Turn on screen.
Okay.
Take photo. And if you see something happening on the road and you want to lock the recorded video clip, you can say, lock the video.
Okay.
So this video clip will be locked and it won't be overwritten. Now one benefit of having this type of LCD rear view mirror is if you have stuff in your back cargo and it's blocking your view out the back window, this LCD rear view mirror will still show you a clear view of the back. It's very helpful if you're backing out of a driveway or out of a parking space. After testing this Carchet T12 Rearview mirror dashcam, I can tell you it performed very well. The user interface is very easy to use. With a touchscreen display, you can swipe the screen to switch between the front or the rear view or both. I found the daytime and nighttime video recording to be excellent. Of all the rearview mirror dashcams I've tested, the video recording on this one is the best. The exposure, contrast, and white balance is very good, and the video quality is very clear. You can easily read the license plates in front of you, and also road signs on the road. Now, one thing about the design of this rearview mirror dashcam is the front camera does not slide out. So when you're fitting this on top of your factory mirror, you will have to position the mirror more to the left to have the camera sit right next to the factory mirror. Now, at the time of this review, you can get this on Amazon for $160. There's also a coupon you can check right below the price to get additional savings. If you're interested, check out the link below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching this video. To support this channel, remember to click on thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you get notified of new videos.